Namaste,
Vanakkam, sir.
namaste.
Namaste, vanakkam.
Namaste.
Okay.
Mm.
Sir, I just want to share a great news with you. In fact, you shared that with me. We got an amazing review on very second or third day while going live on English. This is a great milestone for us because this is a recognition of our work actually in terms of how our work is impacting people's life, and that's at the end of the day that's what matters because obviously the rest all fall in place when we are able to influence people's lives. So this is the feedback that I'm going to project it here. Thanks, Vivek, for providing such feedback. I'm really glad we were sir's readings were really helpful for you in terms of finding a foothold, looking out for future, and being grounded. Uh, please feel free to stay connected. For all the viewers who are around, please give us your feedback. It will help us reach larger amount of people, especially those people who do not have financial means to kind of get this guidance. Also, those people who are in need, and that way we help everybody around. Thank you. Now I'll move to the first horoscope of our session, which is Raja.
Okay,
So Raja's question is about money problem. So I have projected the chart and I'll let Sir talk about it. His date of birth details are 23rd December 1986, 10:30 p.m. He's born in Trichandur.
okay, okay, okay. So here is nakshatra is Uttara nakshatra or Uttara Falguni nakshatra. Part one. His Rasi is the Simha Rasi, that is Leo, and his Lagna is also Leo. Both are same. That is the Simha Lagna and Simha Rasi. Okay. So his the main question is about his financial trouble. Okay, how to overcome that problem? That is the main question. Okay, let us assume. I mean, under this, let's try to find out what his horoscope say about his profession and his financial strength and weakness. So let us analyze it. Here, as per his chart, suppose imagine he wanted to start a business. Will he be able to start a business? Will he be able to kickstart a business? Will he be able to sell the product? Will he be able to find a client or a customer for his product? 100% yes. Even though there are chances that sometimes he may be experiencing some kind of a hurdles or setback. In fact, he is quite successful in creating a business. He'll be able to sell his product. He'll be able to market a product in a successful manner. So that is not going to be a problem at all. So here, see, a person has gotten harder. That means he has got an opportunity to improve the business, but he has to deliver it. He has to. That means we are talking about the production. We are talking about the productivity. So here he will face some ups and downs. See, some people rush at the 11th hour. That means they may not be able to supply off. Right from the shelf actually. We may have to. They take some amount of time actually for them to deliver it. So as per his chart, his productivity sometimes it is going to be reasonably good. Sometimes it can be disappointing. Sometimes it can be smooth. Sometimes there is a probability he could be facing some hurdles. Okay, about the income, about the profit. So definitely is likely to earn reasonable amount of income in his life, a decent amount of income in his life. But we do not know when he is going to earn. Sometimes he earns, sometimes he loses. That means, as per his karma, you'll have a stability in the income. That means you will earn reasonable amount of money in his life. He'll be able to have a reasonable gain in his life. But the problem is the flow of money is likely to be little erratic. For any businessman, the flow of money has to be it has to be continuous. That means you should not get it disturbed actually. See, some people earn a lot of money for a particular period of time. Then after a brief period of time, they will not get any money in their life. Meaning that the flow of money into their life, the flow of money into the business will be quite erratic. And then when you do not know when your money is going to exactly come into your business, then automatically sometimes it can reasonably affect your repayment. Sometimes it make you to make a delayed payment in your life. So here, by looking at his horoscope, I don't. Apart from by looking at his horoscope, see, you when you go to any businessman or when you talk about any business, there are certain ups, then there are certain downs. There are certain strength and there are certain weakness in the horoscope, and then those things actually get reflected in the business. So here is one of the good businessmen. He'll be able to sell the product. He may be experiencing some hurdles, or he may be experiencing some kind of a difficulties, or sometimes he may be facing some delays actually with the productivity, but definitely he will deliver it. Same way, he is going to earn money also. So that means he will earn a reasonable amount of money in his life. Only thing, the flow of money may not be, the flow of money may not be smooth. There is a probability. Sometimes he earns more, sometimes he may not, sometimes there will be a lot of money coming into his life. Sometimes there will be some delays and deadlock is likely to happen. So depending upon the inflow, the outflow also can get affected. When you get money, money automatically comes into your life, you will not have any difficulty in repayment. When there is a restriction on the flow of money into your life, automatically it will have an impact on the repayment capabilities. So here, as per his horoscope, these problems are little moderate. Okay, right now, just now, he has entered into the Jupiter Mahadasha period. This period has started on 13th of July 2026, and this period is going to end on 13th of July 2042. So right under the Jupiter period, now he is in the Jupiter Antardasa period, which is running up to 31st of August 2028. So right now he has entered into the Jupiter period, and within the Jupiter Mahadasha period, right now he is in the Jupiter Antardasa period. So here, how this period is going to pan out actually in his life. Here, same thing. He will have the business. If the business already is having it, will not go away from his hand. And the new business that is to come into his, that has to be that has to come into his business will take time actually for him to realize it. Meaning that whatever the business actually he has it, actually you'll be able to retain it. Whatever the new business that is supposed to come, sometimes it comes faster, sometimes it faces some delays. Meaning that that can be some erratic growth under this Jupiter Mahadasha period. Now we are going to talk about the productivity. So here he has to work under a difficult working condition. That means as per his Jupiter Mahadasha period, definitely he will be able to deliver it. But his working environment is not going to be easy. He has to struggle a lot actually to maintain his productivity. And about the income, this is a period actually he'll be reasonably earning money also in his life. You see, profitability actually will be high actually in his life. But again, the same problem. See, some people have the karma. Even if they earn 10,000, they'll have some deficit actually in the repayment. Even if they earn 10 lakh rupees, they have some deficit in the repayments. Even if they are going to earn 10 crores, they'll have a deficit in the payment. So same thing happens actually to him under the current Jupiter Mahadasha period also. So here he is considered to be a reasonably a good businessman. He is reasonably considered to be a rich person. And then he will be getting involved in business. So by looking at his horoscope, everything seems to be perfect. I do not find anything serious problem that is being indicated in his horoscope. And the current Jupiter Mahadasha period also, or the Jupiter Antardasa period also, will not be troubling him too much actually in his life. But where is the problem? See, as per his karma, he has some certain problems. Let me list it out. See, whenever he goes to the Ketu periods, there is a past. Suppose imagine whenever he goes to the Ketu periods, or whenever he goes to the Venus periods. Suppose imagine some people suddenly lose an important customer. Some people they suddenly face a drop in the sales. That means whenever he passes through the Ketu period or the Venus period in the life, there is a probability some of his customer actually will walk away from his business. Some of the business actually will be completely lost in his life. These are all the possibilities whenever he goes to the Venus and the Ketu periods. Suppose imagine he goes to the Mercury and the Sunny periods. Imagine actually he's having some assets. Imagine you are doing some trade with some product. The product also has some value. Suppose whenever he passes through the Mercury period or Sunny period, there is a probability actually the value of his assets or his value of stocks actually will be wiped out. Meaning that as per his karma, whenever he goes to the Mercury or the Sunny period, either there will be a severe depreciation on the value of assets, or he will be losing the hold on the assets, or there is a probability he will lose the asset itself. This is the possibility. So, as per his, see, before entering into the Jupiter period, for 18 years he was running through the Rahu under the Rahu Madasa period. So just now, from 13th of July 2026, he has just now entered into the Jupiter period. Before 18 years, he was in the Rahu Madasa period. Under the Rahu Madasa period, what would have happened actually in his life? As usual, he might have had a lot of problems actually with his job. That is different. Suppose imagine he has invested some money actually in some business, or he has lent the money actually his money on some business, or he has put some money on a certain investment. There is a probability actually his investment actually will lose its value. That means, suppose imagine a person is earning a reasonable amount of money in his life. Suddenly his profitability, drops to a drastic level. There is a possibility actually his income is suddenly dropping, which in turn creates a serious trouble in managing his expenses. See, I know a businessman in Chennai. His average earnings in a month is more than 25 lakhs. That means every month he earns 25 lakhs, 25 lakhs rupees. But his expenses are more than his income. He has a huge amount of debts actually. For the huge amount of debts, he has to pay his interest. And then he has some workforce, for them he has to pay the salary. And then he has some overheads actually to maintain it, he has to spend the money. So the amount that he earns 25 lakhs is phenomenal, but it is not sufficient for him. So always actually his bank account will remain empty. Most probably it touches the minimum balance of 5,000 or 1,000 rupees actually in his life. So he is considered to be a very big businessman. He earns, he supplies a lot of material to many people, and then he gets a payment regularly in his life. But still, he always runs short of money. He does not have enough money in his pocket to pay for the expenses. That kind of a situation might have happened to him during the last Rahu period. Fortunately, the Jupiter period will not give him that much of pressure now. Jupiter period actually will give him some amount of relief from his life. But as per his karma, he is considered to be very powerful and rich. He is considered to be a very good businessman. But as his chart has some serious setbacks, meaning that suddenly he might be losing the business itself. Suddenly there is a possibility his asset value will be getting wiped out. Or there is a possibility his investment actually will become reduced. So these are all possibilities actually can create some serious ups and downs actually in the business. So my conclusion is that when compared to the Rahu period, definitely this particular Jupiter period will give him a lot of improvement. So let him not worry about it. Actually, the Jupiter period definitely will bring certain amount of relief. But his basic horoscope do indicate certain fundamental flaws. Unless or otherwise he attend it and then correct the course, this problem will not end. In a period of time, meaning that okay, this particular Jupiter, Mars and Jupiter under the period will give him the relief. But we should acknowledge that the fundamentals are weak. When the fundamentals are not being addressed properly, this problem can repeat in our life and then can create some setback in our life on a regular interval in our life. So he has to understand his horoscope in certain ways has some positives. In certain way, it has some serious and negative elements. So unless or otherwise he understands it, and then he is able to plug this kind of a loophole, this problem, the problem he is facing may come down temporarily under this current period. But he should not expect every kind of problem to be resolved actually under the Jupiter period. And rest of his life actually he cannot expect to be trouble free actually in the future. So as a businessman, it is not advisable for him to run a business exclusively under his name. It is better actually he can add some partners actually into the business so that actually his business actually will have the stability in the future. So this is our advice. So this is our prediction. Your voice is not.
Sorry, I was on mute. So, Mr. Raja, I hope you've received your answers and you are, you got what you're looking for. Now, let's move to the next horoscope. This is Jay Chandra's horoscope. Okay. So, 4915, who is not given his name. So, the date of birth is 8/4/1978, 11:22 a.m., Nagarkoil. So, this person's query is around when will he get a job?
Okay. So now we'll talk about this person. His name is Jay Chandran. His date of birth is 8th of April 1978. His time of birth is 11:22 a.m. And then he was born in Nagarkoil. And then his nakshatra is Aswini Nakshatra Part 1. His Rasi is Mesha Rasi and his Lagna is Midana Lagna. So his question is very, very simple. So the thing already is in a job. So he expect to land in a better job. So that is the question. Doesn't mean that actually he does not have the job. Already he is in a job, and then he expect to land in a better job. So his question is about the timeline when he can get a better job. Okay. Now we'll talk about this horoscope. Right now he is in the Mars Mahadasa period. This period is running from 18th of April 2020 to 18th of April 2027. Okay, let's talk about the current Mars Mahadasa period, how it is going to work in his life. Suppose imagine a person has got a job, okay, and then he has given a multiple responsibilities. Suppose imagine I have got a job in the bank, and then I am supposed to look after the loans. I am supposed to look after the finances. I am supposed to look after the customer relationship. So I do not have a single responsibility. I have a multiple responsibilities in a job. Okay, things are going reasonably well. But suppose imagine I am not seeing any promotion actually in the business. I am not seeing any growth opportunity in my business. I am working in a bank. I do not foresee any major changes happening in my job. That means I have a limited option of growth in that particular bank. Imagine I am working in a private bank in India. So you know how do the private banks work. So normally the thing is actually like becoming a permanent employee of the bank. Nowadays it seems to be a little difficult. So once you get into the bank, you know where you are standing. You cannot expect to grow phenomenal. That means nobody is going to throw you out of the job. You are going to stay in the job. You will have a decent job. You are going to work. But suppose if you are content enough, then it is not a problem at all. Okay, I have a decent job actually in a bank. I am going and working and then I am earning money. Then it is not at all a problem. Suppose imagine your expectation is slightly high. You really wanted to go next level. This period, Mars Mahadasa period, will not allow this person actually to have a growth in the career. That's all. Okay. Now, under this period, he will be earning reasonably good amount of money in his life. So technically, Mars Mahadasa period, except the growth, everything is perfect. Okay, this Mars Mahadasa period is going to run up to 17th of September 2026. So under this period, actually, that is currently is in the the next period is going to be the Rahu Mahadasa period, which will run for 18 years. So let's talk actually how the Rahu Mahadasha period is going to pan out actually in his life. Rahu Mahadasha period, same thing. The thing is actually like he can get a job, he can remain in the job, but he cannot expect any phenomenal growth or the opportunities in the job. Meaning that if you are going to be content, then it is not a problem. Your problem is settled. But if you have too much of appetite, or if your expectation is high, then it can create some little disappointments. So my question is, his question is, when I can get a good job. So the simple question is about, let's talk about his horoscope. See, as per his karma, whenever he goes through the Mercury or the Venus or the Moon, Antardasa period, Antardasa period or the Pratyanda Dasa period, and if he try to find a job during that particular period of time, perhaps he will be able to find a job and then he will be able to settle down in a job. So right now he is in the Mas Madasa period and the Sun Antardasa period that is going on in his life. The Sun Antardasa period is running from 12th of May 2026 to 17th of September 2026. So Sun period under the Mars period will not be very helpful actually for him to find a job. But the next moon period, the moon Antarasa period within the Mars Mahadasha period, which will run from 17th of September 2026 to 18th of April 2027, will provide the opportunity for him to find a better job and switch on to the next level growth in his career journey. So my recommendation is that ask him to find a job during the moon Antardasa period within the Mars Mahadasha period. This period, again, I'll repeat the period. It starts from 12th of May 2000. Sorry, it starts from 17th of September 2026, and then it ends on 18th of April 2027. That is the best time actually for him to find a job. So Moon Antardasa period within the Mars Mahadasha period is the best time, and the probable time he can get a job under the Moon period is that is the. I'm talking about the Moon period. Within the Moon Antardasa period, the Mercury Pratyanda Dasa period or the Venus Pratyanda Dasa period will provide him the opportunity to find a better job and he will be able to switch the job and then be able to join in a new job. So he can only expect, getting into a very good job or very good promotion only during a specific period of time, not always. That means his horoscope is reasonably a good horoscope. Now actually he's going through one of the good period. Only thing, he cannot expect phenomenal growth in the business. Suppose imagine he wanted to change the business. Sorry, if he really wanted to change the job and then land in the job, I have given him the timeline. That is the period I can use it. Again, when the Rahu period starts, Rahu Antardasa period, which is the Rahu Mahadasha period, which runs for 3 years, will not be very helpful actually for him to go to the next level in the job. So he can get a job, he can remain there. If he's going to be content, it is not a problem. If he's not content, if he really wanted to change the job, I have given the timeline. That is the time actually he can try to switch the job. So if he try to switch the job in an unfavorable period, perhaps actually he will end in a disappointment. So this is my prediction.
Sure, sir. Jay Chandran, hope you have heard it and made a note of this. I don't see you online on the chat, but if you have not online on the chat, please go ahead and watch our recording and we'll. For rest of the viewers who are following us, whoever have given the horoscope details today, we're going to pick it up tomorrow. Our specific request is please have only one aspect of the most prime question or the problem that is troubling you. You can't list career, finance, marriage, health all together because that will deviate the entire topic. Just list one problem that is troubling you, and that way that you will receive guidance how to go about that problem. And for rest of you guys, thanks for watching and thanks for subscribing. Is there anything else that you want to tell, sir?
Nothing. You have spoken everything perfectly. So we'll go through that is the comment that has been given actually today. So we will select the best horoscope actually for tomorrow's session. So keep, you can continue, you can give them the guidance. So tomorrow we will be analyzing we will be choosing 2 horoscope and then we will be analyzing the same way what we have done it today. We are going to do it tomorrow also.
Thank you, viewers, thanks for joining. Okay.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.